Okay, so the very last thing we're going to cover is this thing called audio. And with the audio, we're able to take audio files and embed them into an applet. And we can do things like play and stop and loop and all kinds of different things. Well, the first thing it talks about is what types of audio files can we use. We can use Macintosh files and Sun and MIDI files and basically WAV files. So what we have is we have a the JApplet class inherited from the applet class. The version of the method that we will use is the play method, and it basically returns nothing, and we got a URL, base location, string, file name. So we got a URL, which is a class, we type that in, and then we have a string file name, and then we have a play, and we tell it what to play, and we can go from there. So if we take a look at the code, if I can find it, here is audio. Okay, so here is the audio file, and we take a look at it, and it looks as though we have a, whoop, wrong one. We have a J label, three buttons, and an audio clip, okay, which is a sound. So we got audio clip as a class that allows us to basically bring in some type of a sound file. And then here's my init, so I set the layout, and I go ahead and create my label, instantiate my label. I go ahead and add that label to the JApplet. I go ahead and call make buttons. So here we make our three buttons. We create three button listeners. We add those buttons to the JApplet. And then sound is instantiated as, sound is equal to get audio clip. We go ahead and say get the document base, which is basically grab where we're currently at and grab this file called step wave that should be there. And then basically, if we go to look at the listeners, if it is the play button, we go ahead and say sound.play. So sound, which is an audio clip class, has a method called play. It also has a method called loop and a method called stop. So we tell it to loop or stop. So I believe this first one is just the audio, audio demo 1. So in this particular guy, we click on, so hopefully you heard that. I don't know how that plays through, but basically it played Neil Armstrong's famous quote when he stepped on the moon. Well, it just played once. Well, if we back out of here, that just automatically played. There was no buttons or anything. It just basically played it. So if we go to the audio demo 2 and open it, we basically have a play, loop, and a stop. So when I click play, I can stop it. If I click loop, it just does that. It loops. It basically plays that WAV file. When it gets to the end, it just replays it, replays it, replays it, and keeps looping until we hit stop. The last one we have is the audio 3 demo. I don't think there's anything there. Is there anything there? Yeah, I don't see any difference. Yeah. Oh, it had an audio frame. That's what it was using. It was using a frame. So this is, oh, I'm sorry, it uses a J frame. Ha ha ha. So if I run this just here within Eclipse, it basically has the same exact situation. So it's a J frame, not a JApplet, so we can't really play it. We can't play a J frame. We have to include a J frame in a JApplet. So okay, so that's it for chapter 14. I believe you're going to create a timer object, a stopwatch timer object. So you can pretty much take the timer object that you see for that, and this time you're going to basically have a button to start and stop, and you want to grab the number of seconds. Again, any questions, make sure you contact me. Be glad to help. We can Skype, we can talk, however the case may be. So we will see you next time.